Top 20 Richest Women in the United States. Many lists exist pointing to the richest people in various countries around the world, as well as in all 50 states. Today, our focus will be on the 20 richest women in the United States. The women on this list have come upon their fortunes in various ways. Some, like the Waltons or the Pritzkers, are heiresses, inheriting wealth created by their families' businesses. Others, like Ty Lee or Meg Whitman, are self-made. Others built businesses with their husbands, like Marian Illich of Little Caesars Pizza and Mackenzie Scott of Amazon. Regardless of how these women came into their fortunes, their economic impact is undeniable. Stay tuned to see if you recognize any of these women. 20. Judy Faulkner. Net worth, $6.0 billion. 432 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, health IT. In a Wisconsin basement in 1979, computer programmer Judy Faulkner founded Epic Systems with the support of two part-time assistants. Epic Systems has grown to be the leading medical record software in America, and Faulkner is still its CEO. In 2015, Faulkner signed the Giving Pledge, agreeing to give 99% of her family's wealth to a non-profit foundation. 19. Catherine Rayner. Net worth, $6.2 billion. 414 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, media and automotive. The younger daughter of Ann Cox Chambers, Catherine Rayner also inherited a 17% stake in Cox Enterprises from her mother. Like her sister Margaretta Taylor, Rayner has never held an active role in the company. Instead, she's made her home in East Hampton, New York, where she focuses her energy on philanthropy and gardening. 17. Pauline McMillan Kyneth. Net worth, $6.4 billion. 404 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, Cargill. While she is believed to be the largest single shareholder of the Cargill company with a 13% stake, Pauline McMillan Kyneth lives a fairly private life. The family company did $114.6 billion in sales in 2020. 16. Rhonda Stryker. Net worth, $6.5 billion. 397 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, medical equipment. In 2013, Rhonda Stryker, a former special education teacher, earned a Lifetime Achievement Award from the YWCA, acknowledging her as a positive role model. Stryker inherited the Stryker Corporation from her parents, who had inherited it from her grandfather. She serves as director of the medical equipment company and is the only one of her three siblings to take on an active role in the business. She made headlines in 2018 when she donated $30 million to Spelman College, the largest gift from a living donor in the school's history. 15. Christy Walton. Net worth, $7.5 billion. 339 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, Walmart. When Christy Walton's husband John died in 2005, she inherited 1/6 of his Walmart fortune. In 2010, she established the venture capital firm Cuna Del Mar, which fights for sustainable seafood supply chains by backing brands like Earth Ocean Farms and Sal Azul Maricultivos. 14. Nancy Walton Laurie. Net worth, $7.7 billion. 317 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, Walmart. One of several Walmart heirs on this list, Nancy Walton Laurie inherited enough company stock from her father, Bud Walton, to make her a billionaire. Walton Laurie and her husband Bill Laurie own Missouri's Providence Bank. Outside of her business interests, in 1998 she founded the Columbia Performing Arts Center in Columbia, Missouri, and she continues to be deeply invested in the center's success. Next we have three women that have the same fortune amount, so we listed them all as a 10. 10. Valerie Mars. Net worth, $7.8 billion. 310 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, candy and pet food. Valerie Mars didn't begin working with the family's business until 1992. She's been actively involved since then, currently serving as the company's vice president of corporate development. Mars also sits on the board of Fiat Chrysler. 10. Marika Mars. Net worth, $7.8 billion. 310 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, candy and pet food. Another of the four Mars sisters, Marika Mars inherited 8% of the company when her father, Forrest Mars Jr., died in 2016. She sits on the board of Mars Incorporated and helps make decisions about the future of the business. 10. Victoria Mars. Net worth, $7.8 billion. 310 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, candy and pet food. The eldest of the Mars sisters, Victoria Mars began working for the family candy company in 1978 as an assistant brand manager for Milky Way. She officially stepped down from Mars Incorporated after resigning from her role as chairman in 2017. Victoria's 4 children stand to inherit her 8% stake in the company. 9. Diane Hendricks, net worth, $8.0 billion. 303 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, roofing. As a child, Diane Hendricks spent her days on a dairy farm. Once married, she and her husband Ken founded ABC Supply, the largest wholesale distributor of roofing, siding, and windows in the country. Hendricks has run the company solo since Ken died in 2007. It donates millions of dollars to nonprofits in she and Ken's native Wisconsin every year. 8. And Walton Cronkite. Net worth, $8.7 billion. 272 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, Walmart. And Walton Cronkite, a registered nurse, is not at all involved in the operation of Walmart, her family's business. While she did inherit billions of dollars of shares upon the death of her father, Bud Walton, she and her husband have chosen to use their combined billions to purchase numerous sports teams: the Los Angeles Rams, the Denver Nuggets, the Colorado Avalanche, the Colorado Rapids, and the Arsenal Football Club. 7. Blair Perry O'Keefe. Net worth, $9.4 billion. 243 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, media and automotive. Barbara Cox Anthony, youngest daughter of James M. Cox and aunt to Margaretta Taylor and Catherine Rayner, had 2 children of her own, a son James and a daughter, Blair Perry O'Keefe. Perry O'Keefe inherited a 25% stake in her grandfather's company, Cox Enterprises, upon her mother's passing in 2007. She has never held an active role in the company, instead choosing to spend her life in Australia writing children's books. 6. Loren Powell Jobs and family. Net worth, $18.7 billion. 94 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, Apple and Disney. Loren Powell Jobs met her late husband, Apple founder Steve Jobs, after he gave a guest lecture at Stanford University while she was an MBA student there. When he died in 2011, Powell Jobs inherited billions of dollars in stock in both Apple and Disney. 5. Abigail Johnson. Net worth, $20.9 billion. 83 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, money management. Abigail Johnson has served as the CEO of Fidelity since 2014. After spending summers working at Fidelity during her college years, Johnson accepted a role as a full-time analyst in 1988. In 2016, Johnson became chairman as well as CEO, and currently holds an estimated 24.5% stake in the company. The Johnson family has frequently contributed to Boston area nonprofits, with donations going to Harvard, Historic New England, and the Institute of Contemporary Art. 4. Jacqueline Mars. Net worth, $31.3 billion. 45 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, candy and pet food. Jacqueline Mars is the grade 10 of the 4 Mars sisters highlighted earlier in this list. She owns an estimated 1/3 of her grandfather's candy company, and she worked for the company for nearly 20 years and served on the board until 2016. Today, Mars serves on the board of 6 different institutions, including the Smithsonian and the National Archives. 3. Julia Koch and family. Net worth, $46.4 billion. 26th wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, Koch Industries. Julia Koch inherited a 42% stake in Koch Industries when her husband David died in 2019. The duo met on a blind date in 1991 and married in 1996. The former fashion assistant and her late husband have donated a total of $1.2 billion, including $10 million to both the Mount Sinai Medical Center and Stanford Children's Medical Center. 2. Mackenzie Scott. Net worth, $53.0 billion. 22 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, Amazon. The ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, Mackenzie Scott announced the couple split on Twitter in 2019. That same year she signed the Giving Pledge, promising to donate the vast majority of her wealth to philanthropic causes. Scott was awarded 25% of Bezos' stake in Amazon, 4% of the company, upon the finalization of their divorce in 2019. 1. Alice Walton. Net worth, $64.0 billion. 15 wealthiest person in the world. Source of wealth, Walmart. The only daughter of Walmart founder Sam Walton, Alice Walton inherited a huge portion of the company upon her father's death in 1992. A member of the richest non-royal family in the world, Walton has spent very little time working for the family business, instead focusing on curating artwork. In 2011, she opened her own art museum in Arkansas, the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, which features works from greats like Warhol, Rockwell, and Rothko. Well, those are the top 20 richest women in USA. Hope you stayed with us so far, otherwise you wouldn't have guessed the first one. Make sure you check the other videos linked in the description below for more great content on luxury. Thanks for tuning in today. Take care.